I found a way to make Skyrim VR the most immersive game to ever exist. Witcher 3, Cyberpunk 2077, move aside, because I found the best mod you could possibly add to any game. But the fact that you can add it into Skyrim, oh my god. And on top of that, I also have a mod pack that basically remasters the entire game just for VR. If you've played vanilla Skyrim VR, then you know all you have is floating hands and you're barely able to interact with any objects. The game was clearly lazily ported over to VR. That's where this mod pack comes in. And on top of this mod pack, we have something called the Mantella mod. What is the Mantella mod? Well, let me tell you. It adds ChatGPT to the game. You'll be able to talk back and forth with NPCs, followers, enemies, and much more. The Mantella mod is just amazing and completely reinvigorates the entire game for me. It's amazing what we can do with technology nowadays, and now the NPCs have their own AI with their own personalities and memories. Once you have the mod installed, and I will leave all the mod tutorials in the description. Everything I tried to follow, I will leave down there for you, viewer, because this was confusing as hell to set up. But if you do get it set up, it's amazing. All you have to do is cast the Mantella spell, or start talking with an NPC and select the I want to speak with you option. Then you'll be able to start a full dialogue with that NPC, and they'll be able to recall previous information as well.
So, have you ever read The Lusty Argonian Maid?
No. I shocked her by saying no.
Have you ever
Hi.
woken up in the morning with a big cock in your ear?
What the fuck? Of course. What brings you to the tavern? I'm surprised that you would leave Dragon's Reach.
Even a Jarl needs to unwind from time to time. The Bandit Mare offers a welcome respite from the burdens of leadership. But enough about me. Tell me of your adventures since we last met.
Well, yeah, and I'm actually doing a for them. I have never felt so immersed in a game before than traveling along the road on an adventure while I talk with my party members. It's very reminiscent of D&D. Then I get to hear them talk back and forth with each other. It's amazing that you can add people to the conversation as well. So you can actually have group dialogues with multiple NPCs. It's honestly so cool. My personal party consists of 2 fully custom voiced followers and Lydia, my housecarl. This mod even allowed us to add custom voices to the custom voiced followers. That's insane. This mod goes above and beyond, where you can take the custom followers that you could download from the Nexus, which have custom voice actors, and add them to the Mantella mod. That is just insane. Sophia is my funny, vulgar friend who doesn't know when to shut up. She's always ragging on members of the group and making funny jokes while laughing at the misery of those we come across. Then there's Recorder. She's my bookworm who records all of our adventures, and she will not shut up about documenting our journey. Then lastly, we have Lydia. She is my loyal housecarl who wants the best for Skyrim and its people. Then there's me, with a simple backstory of I'm new to Skyrim and I've lost my memory. Because she's documenting our...
No regard to his followers' loudly grumbling stomach or need for sleep.
That's fucked up. I care about your sleep. We'll talk about this later. My adventuring party is helping me recover my memory. It's so cool that in 2024, we can actually roleplay with NPCs within a video game. And how the NPCs talk and the extra dialogue they have. And the immersive things. I have Civil War things going. Why are you naked? Put on your fucking...
Yes, I'm listening.
Listen.
Okay, but next
Cover
time
your-
you can carry my stuff.
Yeah. Why? Take. And then give.
I rather enjoyed a little
Stop
chat.
it. No. I never thought that gaming would reach this kind of immersion. but it completely changes the game for you. The Mantella mod is what made me want to make this video in the first place, but this mod is just one out of 303 other mods that I have active for Skyrim VR. As well, I need to give Brainfrog, the YouTuber, a big shout out, as he's the one who helped me get this set up and showed me this mod. Then a big shout out to the Mantella Discord, who handled all of my troubleshooting issues. I have to admit, I graduated university with a 4-year bachelor's degree in computer science, and I had the hardest time setting up these mods, especially Mantella. Who knew that you would need to run 4 different programs just to get 303 mods up and running? Keep in mind, I will link all of the tutorials in the description of this video. The Foos mod pack. Now, Mantella is just one out of 303 immersive mods that I have active. Mantella is definitely the most impressive and game-changing mod I have. However, the other 302 mods really do stack up to make the game much more immersive and beautiful. The mod pack I'm using is called Foos. It's a fantastic customizable mod pack, and it makes modding Skyrim VR very easy, as it preloads everything for you. Then you'll be able to select from a list of which mods you want on and off. You can customize it for your own experience, or you can customize it for your computer's health for running too many mods. You can also add more mods on top of that. Let me quickly touch on some of these cool immersive mods. Now let's talk about a few different aspects that these mods enhanced. First of all, let's talk about the visuals. The visuals in this game are so beautiful when you compare it to vanilla. Everything is redone. You look at the sky, the beautiful clouds, nighttime. Yeah, this place is just beautiful, and as it becomes nighttime, you can even see the night sky begin to form. And just look at that. You could be mesmerized. Or even just looking at the map of Skyrim. They completely redid the map to the point where you could see the geography. It's amazing. And not only that, the trees look fuller and more real. The cities are much more beautiful. Just look at us walking through Whiterun. They completely overhauled Whiterun, and now it seems much more immersive. As well, you can see all the citizens and how they look. They're wearing different armor, different clothing, and some of them even have different faces. And let's talk about the children. The children no longer look like monsters. They no longer look like Frankensteins. They no longer look like that cousin that you don't want to talk to. The children now look normal, so I no longer have panic attacks when I see those other freaks. Now, it's not only the visuals that got an overhaul. Let's talk about the NPC immersion. The behaviors of the NPCs are much more natural. They move around the city a lot more. They are also interacting with each other much more and in different ways. They have different patterns when they live in a city. They will attend the tavern at night, even the leaders of the city, and it's just very nice. And I have a lot of other small immersion mods that have to do with the Civil War, and you'll notice a lot more NPCs outside of the cities on patrols, whether if it's for the war or if it's not for the war. It just makes Skyrim feel more lived in. It makes these people seem even more like people and less like NPCs. And not even to mention the amount of new NPCs that have been added to my game. These new NPCs can be found anywhere in Skyrim. You will even find them in dungeons with a little funny side quest for you to complete. And they even have their own custom voices as well. It's very cool, and you can also find new NPC vendors across Skyrim. There's a few in Whiterun that I've noticed. It's just a nice touch to make it feel like a new game. Now let's talk about the gameplay overhaul. The gameplay loop is kind of the same, you know, you're doing what you usually do in Skyrim, except the combat in VR is now like Blade and Sorcery combat. That's right, you're able to grab NPCs, you're able to touch them, and your controllers vibrate. It's very cool. And not only that, you don't have floating hands. You have a full body that you can look down and interact with, and you can even see the armor that you're wearing. These might be small changes for some people, but when it comes to immersion, it's huge. It really does make the difference. And not only can you do all of that, but with these new mods, I can even go camping, I need to eat, and I get thirsty. And there's also small tweaks to the UI and other things as well. Like simply raising my wrist and you can see my compass, instead of having my compass on the screen at all times. Being able to look at my wrist and see my health bar, my mana, and my stamina. With all of these mods combined, it creates the most immersive game that I think I've ever played. And that is not an exaggeration. Each mod contributes greatly to the game's overall aesthetic. It's not even recognizable from the vanilla version side by side. I will admit that if you do end up using the Mantella mod, please keep in mind it will add hours of gameplay. It's very easy just to stand around and do nothing but talk to the citizens of Skyrim. It's very entertaining too. If you have a VR headset and you're looking for that ultimate immersive RPG, then look no further. It's time for you to dive back into Skyrim and create your own story using the Mantella mod. Thanks for watching, guys. Now if you excuse me, I must return to my adventuring party to yell at Sophia for something she probably said.